What's going on YouTube? Today's going to be another quick video. I'm actually going to be swapping out the cone on my BMS Air Intake. So here's a better look at the Air Intake. If you guys didn't know, this is a Burger Motorsports aka BMS Air Intake. This is the Elite. The difference between the Elite and the normal one is that this one's basically just aluminum. So the normal one that they sell, it's about like $40 cheaper, but it's just plastic over here. I thought this one just looks cooler, and I mean it's aluminum versus plastic, so I went with this one. If you guys want either one, I will leave them both linked down in the description below, so if you guys want to grab one. I actually made a full video on this Air Intake as well, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to. But yeah, anyways, in this video I'm actually going to be swapping out the cone. So the reason I'm going to be doing that is when I first bought this Air Intake, it only came with one cone option, so just the blue one. And if you guys have been watching my channel, obviously my car is white, and what I'm trying to do is go for like these red accents. So if you guys can tell, like that crossbar inside, I'm also going to be painting the brake calipers red as well, and that's all to match the red interior, of course, which you guys can see over there. So yeah, I'm going for like this red accent theme, and the blue just kind of throws it off in my opinion. Obviously this is in the engine bay, so not too many people will see it, but I do want to make this engine bay just look overall better and more presentable. So with that, guys, as you can tell, and if you've watched my other videos, I got a strut bar, which I think makes the engine bay look a lot cooler. The Air Intake obviously looks a lot cooler, but the blue's just kind of throwing it off for me. So I'm going to be swapping that out for a red one actually. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But not only that, I'm actually going to be putting in some aluminum accents inside the engine bay, specifically some red accents. So I'll show you guys exactly how to swap out these cones. If you guys installed this Air Intake yourself, it's super easy. You guys already basically did it by installing this one. We're basically just going to take this one off and replace it with the red one. But if you guys had like a shop install this Air Intake for you and you want to swap out the cone for the red one as well, I'll show you how to do that. Again, it is super easy. All you need to do this is a flathead screwdriver, so you just basically need to remove this clamp, which again I'll show you in more detail. But that's really it, guys. So once I swap out this cone for the red one and then add in those red aluminum accents, I think that combined with the aluminum Air Intake, the strut bar, and a couple other pieces that I have coming in the future, I think the engine bay is going to look a lot better and just like, you know, it's more presentable. Not to say that it looks bad now, but I think I can just make it look better. If you were to buy this Air Intake before, you only had one option for the filter, basically the blue cone for the Elite intake and also for the normal one. But now if you guys actually go to the BMS website, you actually have two options, so you can either get the blue or the red. So if that option was there before, I obviously would have picked the red right from the beginning, but unfortunately that just wasn't an option for me. But what they do is they actually sell the cones separately, so I actually went back and just bought a red one. It's probably a little more pricey to do it that way, but I always hated the blue cone, and honestly just glad I have the option of getting a red one. So without further ado, let me show you it. So here it is, guys. So this is obviously the red cone. Again, you can get this separately or you can just get it with the Air Intake when you first buy it, but this is it right over here. Thankfully it does come with a new clamp, which you won't necessarily need, but I guess it's just a nice to have. Similar to like other red intake cones, it's not like a red, so obviously if we compare it to like that crossbar over there, like it's obviously still different, but regardless it is a huge improvement from the blue. So to install this, guys, it's going to be super easy. What we basically have to do is take a flathead screwdriver, unscrew this screw right over here, that's going to loosen up the clamp, and we can basically just slide this right off. And then obviously with this one off, we're gonna slide on the new one and then just tighten up the clamp on the new one. And yeah, it's that easy. So let me do that right now. Alright, so that was probably the easiest install I think I've ever done on this car, but as you guys can tell, it's all set. The red one is in now. Again, for reference, here's the old blue one. Nothing wrong with the blue. I mean, if that's the color you like, I mean, definitely go for it, but I just personally prefer red, especially on this car. When I had the blue, if you guys remember, in one of my other videos, I actually got this heat shield that kind of like went over the cone. It was basically just all black, and what it did was essentially just cover the cone and make it look like it's all black. Honestly, did that mainly because I wanted to hide the blue, but now with the red cone, honestly I don't have to do that, and I think it looks so much better. So yeah, if you guys want this Air Intake or even just like the normal plastic one, I'll leave them both linked down in the description below. If you guys want just the cone itself, I will also leave that link down in the description below. Both are super easy to install. Obviously, if you already have the intake, you can just get the cone, replace the blue one with the red one if that's what you want to do. If you guys need the entire Air Intake, I did do an entire video on how to install that, so I'll also leave that link down in the description below. So now that I got this new air filter installed while the engine was still cool, I'm actually going to fire up the car and give you guys a couple shots of what the Air Intake sounds like. Just in case if you hadn't heard it before, you'll get a chance to hear what it sounds like. These intakes sound amazing in my opinion. Probably like one of my favorite mods that I've done on this car. I always talk about like how much I love the sound of it and stuff like that. So if you guys haven't really heard it clearly yet, I'll show you right now. So again, I'll fire up the car, give it a few revs, and let you guys hear it. Alright, so now that the car's had a chance to warm up, let me give it a few revs and show you guys what it sounds like. Alright, so as you guys heard, that intake sounds amazing. I absolutely love the way that it sounds. That like air induction slash blow off slash turbo noise, whatever you want to call it. It just sounds so good and tasteful in my opinion. This air intake is also supposed to give you some extra power. BMS says about like 10 horsepower to the wheel, which I don't know if it's true or not. I'm sure it is because they do provide the dyno charts and stuff like that, so they are kind of providing like evidence with it, but I don't even care about that with this. Like, I just care about the sound, and it sounds so freaking good. I keep on saying that, but honestly, like, we all love loud cars and cars that sound good, but I think this just sounds like right. It's not just loud, it just sounds good. I think there's a difference between loud and good, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Again, super easy install, literally just changing out the cone to an intake that I already had installed, so really nothing too major. I do have a lot more mods coming, definitely larger mods. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll tell you this, one of them is going to be a front lip, so definitely a lot more exciting things coming, guys. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up this video. Again, if you guys want this air intake or just the cone, whatever you want, I'll leave it linked down in the description below. I'll also leave the video where I actually installed the intake down in the description below if you guys want to check that out. But otherwise guys, if you liked the video, if you found it entertaining, definitely drop me a like. Also leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think about the way it sounds. And lastly, if you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I have a lot more videos coming. The build for this car is still going strong. I have a lot more bigger mods coming for this car soon. It's not just going to be these little things, so definitely stick around for that, guys. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.